plant kingdom. Students, let us solve few more questions based on the chapter plant kingdom. Kingdom Plantae or kingdom Metaphyta comprises of eukaryotic multicellular photosynthetic organisms. They show features such as indefinite growth, they photosynthesize, they do not show locomotion. These are few important characteristic features to be characterized as a member of kingdom Plantae. Kingdom Plantae is again divided into different groups based on different criteria. To begin with, the simple form is algae, followed by bryophytes, then pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. So, let us start few questions. To begin with, the algae used as protein supplements by space travelers. Options are spirulina, gelidium, laminaria and sargassum. Spirulina. Spirulina is a rich source of protein. That is why this is used as protein supplements. Gelidium. It is a green algae from which a substance called agar is obtained. Agar is a powder-like substance which is generally used in laboratory to prepare culture media. Laminaria. This is extensively used as food in countries like Japan because it is rich in iodine. Sargassum. This is also a large brown algae which is used as fodder and manure. So, the right answer is A. Spirulina. The next question, students. Mannitol and Laminar are the stored form of food in, the options are Chlorophyceae, Phaeophyceae, Rhodophyceae. The last option is B as well as C. Now, Chlorophyceae, Phaeophyceae and Rhodophyceae, these are the three groups of algae. Chlorophyceae, these are commonly called green algae. They have chlorophyll A and B dominating. Phaeophyceae, which is called brown algae, in this chlorophyll A is there, but it has got more of fucoxanthin, the brown pigment. C. Rhodophyceae. This has chlorophyll A, but apart from that it has got phycobilins which has the capacity to produce phycoerythrin, which is a red pigment. So, these are the different groups of algae. Now, the question is, Mannitol and Laminar are the stored form of food in. In Chlorophyceae, the stored form of food is starch. In Phaeophyceae, it is Mannitol and Laminar. In option C, Rhodophyceae, it is Floridian starch. So, the right answer is the option B, Phaeophyceae. The next question, students. Bryophytes and pteridophytes exhibit, the options are as follows. A. Haplodiplontic life where both the sporophytic and gametophytic stages are multicellular and free living. B. Diplontic life cycle with a independent dominant sporophyte. C. Haplontic life cycle with a free living dominant gametophyte. 4. Diplontic life cycle with an independent dominant gametophyte. So, before going to pick the right answer, we should be knowing about something called alternation of generation. This is quite common in plant kingdom as well. Here we can see that the life cycle has got two phases, a diploid sporophytic generation and a haploid gametophytic generation. These two generations alternate with each other. That is, a diploid sporophytic generation always gives rise to a haploid gametophytic generation, and a gametophytic generation will give rise to a diploid sporophytic generation. This is called alternation of generation. So, here there are three types of life cycles present. One is where the haploid generation, that is the gametophytic generation, is dominating and free living. This is basically found in case of algae. Another one is diplontic. In diplontic, we can see that the diploid sporophytic generation dominates and it is free living. This is generally found in gymnosperms as well as angiosperms. Then there comes the haplodiplontic life cycle. In haplodiplontic life cycle or in diplohaplontic life cycle, both the generations are present, which are almost equal in the time or in the period, or almost both are equally dominant. So, here the question is bryophytes and pteridophytes exhibits. Here the right option is A, haplodiplontic life, where both the sporophytic and gametophytic stages are multicellular and free living. This is the right option. The second option, that is diplontic life cycle with an independent dominant sporophyte, is applicable to angiosperms. Haplontic life cycle with a free living dominant gametophyte is applicable to algae, whereas D, diplontic life cycle with an independent dominant gametophyte, is wrong, because when it is a diplontic life cycle, there it is the sporophyte which has to be dominant, not the gametophyte. So, the right answer is option A, haplodiplontic life cycle. The next question, students. The only gymnosperms which bears flowers, options are Cedrus, Sequoia, Netum and Pinus. Here the right answer is Netum. Netum is basically considered as a link between gymnosperms and angiosperms, because it shows certain features which resemble even angiosperms. That is, being a gymnosperm, it shows certain features which resemble angiosperms. For example, it shows presence of flower-like structure. It shows broad leaf, which is generally found in case of angiosperms. So, with this information, we can conclude that the right option for this particular question is C, Netum. Animal kingdom. Or kingdom Animalia or kingdom Metazoa. This kingdom comprises of the larger multicellular heterotrophic organisms. Now, we can see different types of animals are present. They may differ in their form, structure, etc. But they all have fundamental aspects. They all have fundamental features with respect to various features, for example, the organization of body, symmetry of the body, then different systems like digestive system, reproductive system, then the nature of coelom which is present. So, based on all these things, animals are grouped into different phyla. Let us solve few questions based on this chapter. Which is a pseudo-coelomate? Before reading the options, let us try to understand what is actually a coelom. In short, coelom is nothing but body cavity. You are aware of tube within a tube kind of arrangement in some of the animals. Here, the body wall forms one tube. Inside that, there is another tube which is the alimentary canal or the digestive system. Digestive system, in short, it is a long tube. So, this long tube is present within the body, and between the body wall and the alimentary canal, there is a cavity present, and this cavity is called coelom. So, how this coelom is present? On that basis, there are different types of organisms. To begin with, acoelomates. In acoelomates, you can see that body cavity is completely absent, or there is no space between the body wall and the alimentary canal. Such organisms are called acoelomates. The lower organisms starting from porifera, you can see till the cnidarians, they are all acoelomates. Then there are organisms called coelomates which have true coelom. Here between the body wall and the alimentary canal, there is the cavity coelom present which is lined by mesoderm. From Annelida, we can see that all the animals, they have presence of coelom and hence they are called coelomates. Now there is an intermediate type which is called pseudocoelomates or false coelomates. Here we can see that the mesoderm is present in the form of scattered pouches between the body wall and the alimentary canal. Such organisms are called pseudocoelomates, and the best example for pseudocoelomate is Aschelminthes or roundworms. So the right answer for this question is B. Aschelminthes.